Good evening and welcome to the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. Woo-hoo! How is everybody doing this evening? Y'all know I'm gonna have to say it again for the podcast listeners, right? So good evening and welcome to the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey podcast. Woo-hoo! Such a pleasure to be in your home, your car, your office, wherever you might be at this time. It is a blessing to come to you in my various ways. It is the third Thursday, so it is welcome to Sip and Say with Stephanie. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Mama, don't be impatient. I'm here. That's why I went ahead and put it on while I was wrapping it up. You know, I get off work late sometimes, and it just happens that I'm not able to come on exactly at 6:30 all the time, but I'm here. Hey, how you doing? That was for my mom, not for y'all. How y'all doing? Look. How y'all doing? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing mentally? How are you doing spiritually? How are you doing socially? How are you doing physically? How are you all doing tonight? I am doing wonderful. I am good. I am blessed. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling in a spirit of anticipation because I have some great, wonderful, amazing, marvelous things coming up in life. And so I'm really excited about those things. It's also a little bit scary, some of the new things that are coming about in my life. You all know I'm starting school in September. You all know I have my Auntie's Health and Wellness events coming up. It's the first time that Auntie's has done something this big. And so it's a little scary because it's new and it's big, and we definitely want it to be successful. As far as my schooling is concerned, I'm not scared to go back to school, but the implications of me getting this new degree and certification is what is a little bit scary. What the Lord has spoken about me getting this degree and certification is what's a little scary. And it's so interesting, man. Look, if God said it, I believe it. So I just got to go with God. Pray via con Dios. And go with God. I'm just going to go with God. Whatever He says, whatever path He has established for me, I'm going to do what He says and I'm going to follow the path. I'm going to just walk forward in the established path um, that He has set for me, even before the foundations of the world, even before my mom and daddy thought about getting together, this path was established for Stephanie Humphrey. So I'm gonna walk it out. I'm gonna walk it out. And so, yes. So how y'all doing? Let me know in the chat how you doing. Let me know how you're doing if you're listening to the rebroadcast. I feel like I'm hollering, but it's okay. My voice is loud. I feel like I'm yelling to y'all. I'll calm down in a minute because I do have that anticipation and excitement, even on top of the scariness, right, of what's coming. And so I feel pretty good. My mom says she's doing fine. Hey, mommy. Glad that you're here. Um, So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into what y'all sipping on tonight. I am sipping on straight H2O tonight. Praise God, from whom my blessings flow. I feel like I haven't been getting as much, even though I've been drinking water throughout the day like I normally do. I feel like I haven't been getting enough water for whatever reason. I feel like I haven't been intaking enough water. And so I'm drinking water tonight. Like I guess I've been drinking water for the last couple of nights, or for the last couple of Sip and Say with Stephanie by let me get my life together. For the last couple of Thursdays for Sip and Say and Let's Talk About It Bible Edition, I've been sipping on water. Yes, so that's good. That's good. That's good. We need that H2O. Y'all, it's been so humid and warm outside as it is every summer, right? And I hope you all have been staying on top of your water intake. You all have heard me say that if you feel thirsty, then you've already gone too long without water. Like, we should drink enough fluids. I know some people drink fluids with electrolytes in it. Like, yeah, just fluids with electrolytes. I'll leave it there. I won't promote any brand. but yeah, so whatever you drink to replenish the electrolytes. I choose water, but whatever you drink to stay hydrated, it's good. And if you ever feel thirsty, you've gone too long without hydrating yourself. So keep whatever you drink, whether it's water or another, drink with electrolytes, keep it handy, throughout the rest of the summer. And then of course during the winter as well. It's not hot, but we still need to stay hydrated throughout the year. And so I'm drinking some H2O on tonight. Just stay hydrated. I got my I'm sweet. So look both ways before you cross the cup tonight. I've been drinking so much water, like I need to wash my aluminum bottles, and so I'm down to my short I'm sweet aluminum cup rather, aluminum cup. So I'm gonna take a sip of my water. I feel good tonight. I feel really giddy tonight. And I'm thankful. I thank God for it. So yeah, I feel giddy. I feel good. I feel blessed. I feel honored. I just feel so many good things right now. And so God is just amazing. How are y'all feeling? My mom says she's feeling good and that she's drinking water. Do you all have any new and exciting things happening in your life right now? If you do, drop it in the live chat if you don't mind sharing it with us, because I know that I'm not the only one that is experiencing some good things or some upcoming good things that are happening in their lives. And so, you all know the Pocketbook Exchange is October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And on the 5th is our Saturday session. I try not to speak at the events that I host, but the Lord told me to speak this year. So our theme is move on. And I'm speaking on the new, I think it's called New Strategies, New Ideas, New Territory section. Y'all, that was a setup from the Lord. I'm gonna just go on and tell you about it. It was a setup from the Lord. And I'm so excited because I already have some information that I'm gonna share with the women that will be at the Pocketbook Exchange on that Saturday about mine is moving beyond. So moving on, we got moving to the side, moving forward, and moving beyond. And so I'm the moving beyond, moving into new territory, new areas, and all that. So I already have some slides prepared. I'm going to add some additional information to help us, regardless of what age we are at, we can move beyond where we are into new territories, new ideas, new whatever. And I'm not going to get too much in my teaching, but y'all, God is really manifesting the new to me. And I mean, even things that I know y'all heard me say this probably for the last 2, 3 Thursdays, but even things that I did not imagine for myself. I've never imagined to be a published author, never imagined to have my own ministry, to be hosting a podcast. You all have heard me say that plenty of times. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, but it's just that I never imagined that I would be an ordained minister. It's just like things that were not in my 5-year, 10-year, 25-year plan. They just weren't. And so now God has spoken something new for me to do. I think it's going to be manifest in 2026, if I'm not mistaken. The Lord, Lord bless me to live to see it, right? The Lord delay his coming, as my dad says. And y'all, it's truly something I never imagined. And y'all pray for me. I'm trying to figure. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I know the plan that God has given me, but I almost feel it's the spirit of Jesus. Lord, if this cup can pass from me. Now I do recognize that's a poor comparison because I recognize my little meager thoughts about what God has spoken is nothing can compare to how Jesus died on the cross. I know it was a poor comparison, but in the heart of God, this is for Jesus, it was big, dying on the cross for us. For me, this is big. And so I know I can't compare to Jesus, but I kind of feel like I'm trying to figure out how to skirt around it. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm kind of sort of trying to figure out how to skirt around it. I know I can't get around. I gotta follow. I just said I'm gonna follow the path that God has chosen for me, right? And I'm trying to skirt the path. Oh, y'all pray. Just double. Just. I'm not double-minded. I am single-minded, but it's just like, gosh, God. I mean, man, it's big. It's huge. It's big. Okay, sit and say with Stephanie. I'm gonna get in. I only have a little bit of news for us tonight, you all. So yeah, I just have a few things to share with us, y'all. I have been doing some research about the election and our political candidates. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. I'm going to try to hit that before October. I don't know if it's going to be next Thursday or not, because I want to make sure I have enough research to give you the information that I want to give you. It may not be until September. You all know October I have some guests, at least one guest I know of that's going to be hosting the show. I'm going to take a break, a programming break, but I'll have someone, we'll still move forward with the shows, with Let's Talk About It, Bible Edition, and Sip and Say with Stephanie, but it'll be Sip and Say with somebody other than Stephanie. So Sip and Say with somebody, and I'll let you all know when the date gets closer. But I've told you, I think I've been talking about it for the last few months, I am going to talk about the elections, and I am. I just want to do some more research and some other things that have come to the surface. And I just want to, and I know even after I do my little talk on it, it's going to be some other things that come to the surface, but I just want to do a little bit more research. And then the Democratic National Convention is coming up. The Republican National Convention happened a couple of weeks ago, and the Democratic National Convention, did it start? It starts soon. Does it start today? It may start today, actually. I don't have the exact dates. If it's not today, it's very soon. That the Democratic National Convention will be starting. And so I'm going to look it up right now. So I definitely I may wait until afterwards so I can have some information to share about the National Democratic Convention. So it looks like it's next week. Yep, it's next week. It's the 19th, actually, 19th to the 22nd. So I may wait until, I may do the 5th Sunday. I think August has a 5th, third Thursday. I said Sunday, but third Thursday. And it does. Maybe I'll do it then, or maybe I'll do it in September, but I'll let you all know. So I may wait until after the convention. Hey, Uncle Darno, how you doing? Uncle Darno said he's doing well. He's drinking some H2O. Uncle Darnell, I tried to open up that link again so I could share the story that you shared with me, and I could look. I opened up the link the first time and read it about the young people becoming published authors. That excited me so much. And then when I went to grab the link again, it wouldn't even let me go on. So I don't have that story tonight. So I'm gonna get it next week. There are some young people, you all, that are published authors. It was a program that they participated in, and my uncle sent me the information, and so I'll have to wait till next week to get that story in, because it's exciting and I love it. And then maybe I'll share about my students who I helped them publish their first book as well. All right, so you all, I am going to, because I'm so excited, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about this first. It's actually my last. I think I'm gonna save it for last. I'm gonna save that for last. And so just to let you all know that the vice presidential debate. So the presidential debate, I don't think it's been set yet. It was set for, I think, September 10th. September 10th, if I'm not mistaken. It was originally set for September 10th before, I believe it was before President Joe Biden. Yeah, it was before President Joe Biden decided to no longer run. And so that presidential debate was already set. But Donald Trump decided he did not want to come to that particular debate. And so I don't know if he has changed his mind since then and has decided to debate Vice President Kamala Harris. I do know that he proposed another date with another station. He wants to go on Fox News, because we know that Fox News is favorable towards Donald Trump. And we really need I said I wasn't going to talk politics tonight, but I am. I started off with that, but not deep into it. But Fox News is favorable towards Donald Trump. It's like he can do no wrong in their eyes. And so what I've learned about Donald Trump is that he doesn't like any opposition. He doesn't like anything to rub up against him that's going to cause him to be called out for untruths, for lies. He doesn't like anything to rub up against him that will make him look bad, be put in a negative light in any way. And so he wants everything that he embarks upon, he wants it to put him in a favorable light. Now, granted, Jesus is the only person that has ever walked the face of the earth that we can say everything is favorable about him. Everything he did, every miracle he performed, every conversation he had with people, every word of encouragement, every blinded eye he opened, every dead body raised, like God through Jesus, we can say nothing but favorable things about him. but every other person that has walked on the face of the earth, besides the angels, because we know angels did visit Abraham and other individuals when they were on the earth, but other than Jesus and the angels, all of us have something favorable and unfavorable about us. Because why? Nobody is perfect. No, not one. No, not one. No, not one. And so for you to be a person that wants everything good to be said about you and none of the not negative, but none of the flaws or weaknesses or areas that you need to improve in to be mentioned, that's a problem. That's insecurity at its finest, is what it is. And so his insecurities are causing him to want to debate on the stage of a news broadcast station company that would give him probably some soft questions that would probably it just won't be good. I'll leave it there. I'll try to disagree Vice President Kamala Harris. It just, they need a neutral, or as neutral as they can get, because some of the media is just ridiculous anyway. So that's the presidential debate. Hopefully I can tell you next week if a date has been set with them. And if it has been set, and I just don't know what y'all dropping in the chat, I don't mind getting, that information or getting corrected about the information. So I said all that to say Vice President or the vice presidential debate is set for October 1st. It will be hosted by CBS News. The moderators will be Nora O'Donnell. She is with CBS Evening News, and she's also a managing editor. And also the other moderator is Margaret Brennan. She is a CBS News chief foreign affairs correspondent, okay? And she also moderates Face the Nation. And so those two individuals will be the moderators for the vice presidential debate occurring on October 1st. I'm pretty sure that's a Tuesday, because seems like most of the debates are on a Tuesday. I'm going to double check really quick because I didn't. So yeah, it's on a Tuesday. I think they just flow with elections being on Tuesday. On Tuesdays when it comes around. So we know that the Democratic nominee is Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, and the Republican nominee, nominee, that's the right way to say it, nominee is Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. My classes start in September for my schooling. I have looked at my dates that I'll be in class, and they're on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Excuse me, not Thursdays, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays twice a month. Tuesdays twice a month, Wednesdays. I pray, and it starts at 7. I pray that October 1st is not one of the dates. I don't even have my folder on the table to be able to check real quick. But y'all, I'm not gonna miss most presidential debates. Let me see what time it starts. I don't know if they start 7 or 8. If it starts at 8, it might be okay, but it's one I don't want to miss. Like, I want to see these two men debate each other. I want to hear them talk about the policies that the presidential candidate that they are on the ticket with. I want to hear about the policies. I want to hear about how they're going to support their candidate. Like, I just want to hear from them. I already know how this debate gonna happen, y'all. I know how it's gonna go. I know what's gonna happen. I already know it. I know it. So, but I still want to see it. I know how it's gonna go. Because I have listened to and seen both of these men. And so I know how it's gonna go, but I want to hear it live. Like, I don't want to hear the recap. I want to be in front of my TV listening to these two men discuss or answer the questions, and hopefully they will actually answer the questions. I know one will, one may not, but planning for them to answer the questions that the moderators give to them. I plan for them to be honest in their answering. I plan for them not to cut each other off. I'm planning for them to, even though they may or may not like each other, I don't know, but I'm planning for them to be respectful of each other. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. All right, y'all. So hopefully y'all are tuned in. Whether you know who you're going to vote for or not, tune in to hear what these men are going to say the answers that they're going to give, the policies that they share. Like, tune in October 1st. I don't have a time. Sorry, y'all gonna have to look it up for yourself on CBS News. Lord, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be messy. I do. I think it's gonna be messy, but I think it's gonna be really good. And I'm excited about one candidate over the other. And I'll leave that there. All right, y'all. I want to share information with you about COVID-19 because even though the bulk of the pandemic, like the surge of the pandemic, is over, there are still variants of SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus that causes COVID-19. It is still prevalent and relevant today. I actually have been keeping masks in my car since COVID-19. I still got masks in the car. I do. And it's just been steady. I've just kept them in the car. At least I'm gonna have at least one mask. Right now, I got a pack of a couple of masks that are in the car. I haven't worn my mask in several months. Like, I have worn it earlier this year, but not in several months. I am considering in certain settings to put my mask back on. I haven't done it yet because I actually was in a large crowd this week, and I started to put my mask on, but I didn't because I was there to talk to people, and I knew my mask would be a hindrance for me talking to people, and so I didn't have it on. But I am considering, as I'm moving forward in life and going out into bigger crowds, to definitely put my mask on for the safety of myself and for other people. And so I wanted to share this information in case you don't know or you hadn't heard that that COVID-19 is still very relevant and prevalent. And if you still wear masks, then that's good. That's good. Like, no shame, no blame in that. It's good for us to keep our masks on, to keep ourselves protected, especially if we have a low immune system, or if we live with somebody who has a low immune system. We want them to be safe and we want them to be protected. So let me just share a little bit. And so just to let you know, the SARS-CoV or SARS-CoV-2, again, it's a virus that causes COVID-19. It's constantly changing, y'all. It's mutating. New variants are emerging and staying. Other variants are emerging and disappearing. And so the spread is still relevant, even though it's not as widespread, or the large surge that happened in 2020, 2021, that has significantly decreased in 2024. But again, it's something that we need to be aware of, okay? So COVID-19 did peak in early January of this year, in February and March. And this is information from the CDC, Centers for Disease Control, the Centers for Disease Control. So this information is from them. So there has been a rapid decline in February and March. And by the time May hit of this year, cases of COVID-19 were lower than it's been since March 2020. And you all know March 2020 was, and I remember it very clearly because I was actually home. I took off that Friday because my mom had the pocketbook exchange in my hometown. And I was there that Friday when I got a text from one of my coworkers to tell me what was going on. They shut the schools down, and she just sent me information to let me know what was going on. And you all, the interesting thing is, at that time, I had, was it 8 or, well, I want to say it was 10. I want to say it was all of a 10. I think it was maybe 7, somewhere between 7 and 10. I can't remember the exact number, but I had about 7 or more meetings planned for my families that Monday, March 17th, because it was I was doing like my end of the year meetings for my families and students. And I actually had to quickly reach out to all of my families and ask them if they would be willing to meet with me over the phone. Because at that time, I knew nothing about Zoom or anything like that. And so I asked if we could meet over the phone, and we had phone. Thankfully, everybody was available. I had phone meetings with all my families, but like even though it was known that COVID-19 was going on in 2019, we didn't get the word until March 20th. And so I was thankful to still be able to have my meetings. And I remember how everything got shut down. We had our mask on, different things happening. And so in May of 2024, COVID-19 cases were lower at any point since March 2020, was lower than at any other point since March. I don't know if y'all cared about that, but this information is just good for us to have this information. There are some widespread not searches. There are some widespread surges, is what I wanted to say, not searches, but surges in particular counties, states. I would encourage you. I'll actually go ahead and make a note to put the CDC um, link in the description so that you can check your state and see what the COVID cases are looking like in your area. Okay, so put the link on the website or in the description. So just put that as a reminder, because sometimes when I say I'm gonna put a link, I'll be trying to remember, but it's good for me to have the note. All right, so you all, so let's just, although COVID-19, again, the surge has significantly decreased, y'all, there are still people that are being hospitalized and dying from COVID-19, okay? And so again, it's good for us to be cautious and be aware about surroundings and people sneezing and coughing. Y'all, I taught my 3, 4, and 5-year-olds in the classroom to cover their cough and their sneeze. And so what we taught them to do is cough and sneeze in their elbow. And if they happen to cough and sneeze in their hand, they hit the scene. Sometimes when they cough and sneeze in their elbow, me and my assistant would still tell them go wash your hands at the sink, just as a good practice for them to, good practice, good hygiene, to keep as many germs away as absolutely possible. And so we'll talk about, good hygiene is another way to protect ourselves. I actually had a point the reason why I said that, if I can teach my 3, 4, and 5-year-olds to cover their cough and they sneeze, doggone it, 20 something, 30 something, 40 something, 50 something, 60 something, 70 something, 80 something, 90 something year-old individuals should be able to cover y'all cough and sneeze. When I would go out, the very few times I went out to replenish my home supplies, people cough. Of course, people have their masks on, right? And so as 2021, 2022, when things started opening back up and we're getting out in the public, I have never seen so many people coughing and sneezing just out in the atmosphere, but of course this was happening even before the pandemic. People just coughing at you. Don't cover nothing, all their germs in the atmosphere. And I'm just like, I know somebody taught you how to cover your cough. I know they did. Do y'all remember that episode of Fred Sanford when Lamont was sick and Fred Sanford has on a mask, and I think Lamont either coughed or sneezed and Fred Sanford started spraying him? That's what I wanted to do, y'all. I remember so clear. And I remember the one store that I would go to replenish my supplies. I would just want to be spraying people. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I just wish I had a can of disinfectant spray. I would have just been spraying folks. Look, going to jail for spraying folks. But Lord have mercy. Look, that's how I feel. So anyway, people are still being hospitalized and dying from COVID-19. And also having COVID-19, you all, can lead to long COVID. And so I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Before I talk about long COVID, well, let me just go ahead and talk about long COVID, and then I'll tell you some strategies that we can all do. Strategies we probably already do and already know, but it's good to have a reminder to know what to do to protect ourselves and other people. All right. So y'all, this long COVID, I know just listening, I listened to Ricky Smiley on Ricky Smiley Morning Show most mornings, and on Wednesday, Dr. Collier comes on. And I remember this has been some months ago, maybe even a year ago, when I first started hearing about long COVID. And so long COVID is, and I remember one young lady had come on the show, because you can call in and ask Dr. Collier questions. And one young lady had long COVID for several months. And so when I looked it up, I saw that you can have it for several days, several months, or even a year, even up to a year, maybe even longer than a year. Let me see if it says here. I don't have it right here, but I know you can have it for weeks, months, and maybe years with an S. I don't know kind of how long that year it stretches out, but you can have long COVID, excuse me, for an extended amount of time, okay? So long COVID is defined as a chronic condition that occurs after the SARS-CoV-2 infection and is present for at least 3 months. Okay, at least 3 months. the symptoms, I was looking up symptoms, but I thought I had my sheet, y'all, and I didn't have my sheets. I was like, well, let me just at least pull it up. So let me see if I can get to the symptoms and signs for you all for the long COVID, okay? One thing I do remember reading is that it can be difficult to diagnose long COVID. Like your healthcare professional can determine that you have COVID through the tests that are available, but it's difficult to determine long COVID until the COVID symptoms are extended for that minimum of 3 month period. Okay, and so some of the symptoms of long COVID include tiredness or fatigue that interferes with your daily life, symptoms that get worse after physical or mental effort, fever, those are the general symptoms. The respiratory and heart symptoms can be coughing, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or shortness of breath, fast beating or pounding heart, also known as heart palpitation. Your neurological symptoms may include headaches, sleep problems, difficulty thinking or concentrating, what we call that quote unquote brain fog, pins and needles feeling, dizziness when you stand or lightheadedness when you stand, a change in smell or taste, depression or anxiety. Your digestive system can include stomach pain, diarrhea, or constipation. And lastly, other symptoms may include a rash, joint or muscle pain, or changes in your menstruation cycle, okay, or your menstrual cycle. So those are some symptoms of long COVID. All right, and so the individuals that are at risk for long COVID is really anyone who gets COVID-19 is at risk for getting long COVID, okay? And the particular groups include women, Hispanic and Latino people, people who have experienced more severe COVID-19 illnesses, especially those who were in intensive care or hospitalized for COVID, people with other underlying conditions such as diabetes, heart conditions, blood clots. Um, oh, wait a minute. Okay, scratch that. That's something else. We'll just stick with people with underlying health conditions and adults who are 65 or older, and also people who did not get the COVID-19 vaccine. Okay. I recognize that not everybody wanted to get the COVID-19 vaccinations for various reasons. And I know there are people just in general don't even like immunizations. Like they have never been immunized. They don't let their children get immunized. That's your personal choice, you know. But if you don't get the COVID-19 vaccine, you are at risk of getting not only COVID-19, but long COVID as well. All right. So let me just make sure um, of what else I want to share with you. So let me share this with you. And so, as it relates to some of the complications related to COVID-19, some individuals who have severe COVID-19 may experience multiple organ effects or autoimmune conditions that last weeks, months, or years, you all. After the COVID-19 illness, like after you get it, you can have some effects of this lasting weeks, months, and years. And this information is on the Center for Disease Control's website. Some of the multi-organ effects can include many body systems like your kidneys, your skin, your brain, your heart, your lungs. And symptoms for many of these multi-organ complications are very similar to those experiencing long COVID-19. Okay. As a result of these effects, people who have had COVID-19 may more likely develop new or worsening conditions of diabetes, heart conditions, blood clots, or neurological conditions. Okay, so you all, these are some things, just something to think about, just something to think about. Okay, and so last thing that I would like to share with us is some ways that we can prevent COVID-19, and in particular long COVID, is staying up to date with our COVID-19 vaccination, practicing good hygiene, wash your hands after you cough and sneeze, Wash your hands after you use the bathroom. I actually wash my hands most of the time. I wash my hands before I use the bathroom and then I wash after because, I'm doing things, in my office, stuff is getting on my hands. Let me wash before I try to wipe so that there are no germs, trying to minimize as many germs as possible. So oftentimes I wash my hands before bathroom, but truly, definitely, surely wash your hands after you use the bathroom. Wash your hands before you start preparing a meal. Wash your hands before you eat and wash your hands after you eat. I actually constantly wash my hands as I'm cooking. I am constantly washing my hands because it's just part of my practicing good hygiene and good food safety. I do that when I'm cooking for me, and definitely when I'm cooking for other people, I constantly am washing my hands. I usually wear gloves depending on what type of meat I'm handling for my family that's coming over or friends that are coming over. I normally wear gloves when I'm handling meat. Um, Even though I'm washing my hands, I still just use that extra precaution to make sure that there are no germs getting on the meat or the foods that I'm preparing for them. And so, in addition, make sure that your air is clean. Get a humidifier. Make sure your air is clean. Is it a humidifier or a dehumidifier? I don't have either one of these. I meant to look it up to make sure that I was saying that I was giving you the right information. But I'm about to look it up real quick. Y'all, excuse me. Yes, a humidifier. I don't know the difference between the two, but y'all pray for me. So get you a humidifier to help purify the air, keep the air in your home, your office as clean as absolutely possible. Y'all know that we have allergens in the air just in our homes. There's dust particles, mite particles potentially. When you come in from outside, like I take I'm looking over at my door. I have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 pairs of shoes beside my door right now because I take my shoes off as soon as I hit the door. And normally, and the reason why I have 7 pairs over there is because before I take my shoes and put them up in the containers that I keep them in the back room, I spray the bottom of my shoes. I actually got that from my uncle. He taught me during COVID he would spray his shoes because y'all we pick up so much junk and germs and nastiness on the bottom of our shoes. And so those 7 pairs of shoes are gonna stay right over there until I get my disinfectant spray and I spray them and I'll prop them up on the wall, let them air dry, and then I'll go and put them up. And so that's just another safety or a precaution that I take for me not to track germs throughout my house. So that's again, that's personal. That's personal. Let me look at some other things that I can share with us to ensure we are being safe. Whatever treatments that you need to take, like make sure that you're taking your medications and whatever treatments your doctor prescribes to you. If you're sick with any type of sickness, or if you're sick with COVID or long COVID, make sure that you're taking the treatment and following the plan that your healthcare provider has given to you. If you know that you're sick, if you're viral, just stay home. Just stay home. I know you need to get to work. I know you may not have days to take off, but stay home. Just be safe. I encourage you. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm encouraging you to stay home to keep yourself safe and others safe as well. All right. Continue to wear your mask if you want to continue to wear your mask. Now, I know in my state they have banned masks except for medical. I don't know what the terminology in the law is. I don't know if it's a medical grade mask or whatever it is. Um, but they ban masks in my state, and so I need to check the law actually because I do have some masks that I keep in my car. I need to make sure it's the right kind of mask. So I don't want to get a ticket or a citation or go to jail because I got the wrong mask on. It's so stupid, but that's a law that's been passed, y'all. Shoo, 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 shoo. And so just check your state and see if there are any laws that have been passed about wearing masks in public. And if so, just make sure that you have the right type of mask. If you're still wearing masks, if you want to wear masks, make sure you have the right type of mask so that you won't be breaking the law. I'm just trying to keep us all out of jail, praise God. You can still practice social distancing if that's what you choose to do, And just make sure that you're taking, if you are feeling sick, if you're feeling viral, take your COVID-19 test to check to see if you are infected. Okay, y'all? All right. And y'all know that I just practice this. I practice this for my children in the school system, in the classroom, 24 hours of fever free for 24 hours. I practice that for myself as well. Fever free for 24 hours. I also practice, like, if I have diarrhea, I practice like a 24 hours before I go out. I did that in the school system for the kids. That was a part of the state Department of Health and Human Services guidelines for pre-K, and so that's what I did. And I actually practiced that for myself as well. So yeah, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling what I did in hopes to help you. In hopes to help us. Okay, I think that's that I want to share about that. Okay. Make sure that's all I want to share. Right. And just to let you know, the CDC is still doing some research about what causes long COVID, and how many people experience long COVID and why, which groups of people are disproportionately impacted by long COVID, how new variants may affect long COVID, and the role that COVID-19 vaccinations play in preventing long COVID. So they are doing research to try to understand long COVID a little bit better, because I think the research is limited right now, or the information is limited. So that's how we know about diseases and how they affect people and all of that, is research. And so that's what they're doing. Okay. It's already 7:20. I told y'all I talked a lot about COVID, I guess, in the presidential or vice presidential debate. So anyway, I still got like 2-3 stories. I'll try to be quick. Y'all, this story was sad to me. So I'm gonna abbreviate it because I got a lot of notes here, but I'm gonna abbreviate it. There's a gentleman, his name is Jeffrey Picola, and he actually filed a wrongful death lawsuit after his wife, Dr. Kanokporn, I know I'm saying her name wrong. It's spelled Kanokporn, Tangsuan, Tangsuan. She died after she consumed some food containing allergens at a restaurant while she and her husband and mom were at Disney World. And so I felt so bad. I felt bad about the story, and then I had questions. And so I just wanted to share with you. I'm curious to know what you all think about it, if you have any thoughts about it. But it made me think about it because I don't have food allergies that I'm aware of, but I know that I don't eat meat. And so I actually take, whenever I go out and about, I usually take food with me. Like, I take snacks that I know I'm going to eat. Thanks, Mom. Air purifier, humidifier. Thank you for that. I usually take salads, or if I'm going to my family, going to spend time with my family and we're having a dinner or something, I know it's going to be meat there. I usually take a salad or get some sushi or get something that I know I can eat. And so, because I know I have a special diet, I take care of myself in the diet. And so anyway, this Mr. Jeffrey J. Piccolo, he reported that his wife and his mother went to dinner at Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant in the Disneyland Resort in Orlando, Florida. They asked about his wife's allergies being accommodated for, and the server assured him that the restaurant could accommodate for her allergies. Okay, I don't know what happened, but she did have an allergic reaction. Allegedly had an allergic reaction after eating at this restaurant, and so the report did say that Mr. Piccolo and his wife, Dr. Tangsuan, Dr. Tangsuan, I know I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me, Mr. Piccolo, but Dr. Tangsuan, they actually course, check with the waiter ahead of time before ordering. And even after the food came back and it didn't have a label, like an allergen label, they still questioned the server whether this was an allergy-free, meal. Was the meal prepared to their specifications, right? And so it was noted that the waiter or the server said that everything, basically everything was fine with the food, like it was okay, the accommodation had been made. And so I got to thinking about this. Well, let me finish giving you the story, then I'll give you my thoughts on it. And so, um, okay. So the server told the family that the food would be made allergy free according to the complaint that Mr. Piccolo and his lawyer filed. But it was noted that shortly after eating the food, Dr. Tangsuan, she began having trouble breathing. She actually went into a nearby restaurant and collapsed. It is noted that she did use her EpiPen while a bystander called 911. At this time, her husband was not present with her. He had actually gone back to the hotel room, it's been reported. And so he didn't even know what was happening until he called his wife's phone, and somebody, like a bystander, answered and said, she's at the hospital. Now, the report said that a bystander answered and told him she had been taken to the hospital. And he noted that once he arrived, she had already passed away. I have questions. So Mr. Piccolo decided to sue for wrongful death. Now Disney or the lawyers for the company noted that, and he submitted a his lawyer submitted a $50,000 lawsuit. He wants $50,000 for the wrongful death of his wife. That's not funny. The fact that his wife passed away is not funny, so forgive me for laughing at that moment. I'm laughing because of what I'm about to say y'all next. The lawyers for Disney noted that Mr. Piccolo, so Disney wants arbitration. They want the courts to throw out the case, and they want arbitration because Mr. Piccolo signed agreements to arbitration when he signed up for a free trial of the streaming service Disney Plus. The filing said that he accepted the terms, that not only did he accept the terms for Disney Plus, but he also accepted the same term when he used the Walt Disney Parks website to buy tickets. Okay, so between him buying the tickets on the Walt Disney Parks website and him signing up for the free trial of Disney Plus, the terms for arbitration were agreed upon. I get that. I get that. The filing noted, or the lawyers for Disney noted, that you cannot move forward in the agreement unless you select agree and continue. Unless that box is checked, you can't move forward. So the box was checked in order for him to move forward to get the service or to get the ticket. Okay, so that's what Disney lawyers are saying. In addition, Disney term, a section of the filing, the court filing included, quote unquote, Disney terms of use. It says that, back to quote, any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, is subject to a class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration. It goes on to say, the attorneys went on to say in the filing, there is simply no reading of the Disney Plus subscriber agreement which would support the notion that Mr. Piccolo agreed to arbitrate claims arising from injuries sustained by his wife at a restaurant located on owned by a Disney theme park or resort, which ultimately led to her death. So in other words, you sign an agreement, arbitration needs to happen. The lawyers went on to say that the notion, this is a quote, the notion that terms agreed to, but wait a minute, let me backtrack. This is Mr. Piccolo's lawyer. I made my little note. This is Mr. Piccolo's lawyer. Mr. Piccolo's lawyer said, okay, so let me backtrack again. The statement that I just read was not Disney lawyers. Let me correct myself right now. that was not Disney lawyers. That was actually Mr. Piccolo's attorney. Okay, so let me backtrack. Let me move back up to where I need. So Mr. Piccolo's lawyers filed a response to what Disney lawyers said about the arbitration and the terms of use for Disney Plus and the Walt Disney tickets that he purchased. Mr. Piccolo's lawyers, they filed a response to Disney lawyers and said that I'm sorry, y'all. The situation is really not funny, but the fact that I'm signing an agreement for Disney Plus and buying tickets is just interesting. I'm gonna just say it's interesting. Okay, so Mr. Piccolo's lawyer stated that the fact that Disney is using the Disney Plus, they quote unquote said it's preposterous that they would use Disney Plus sign up as a way to not go to trial, basically, or to try to throw out this case from going to trial. And then they were the ones that said there's simply, Mr. Piccolo's lawyer said this, there's simply no reading of the Disney Plus subscriber agreement which would support the notion that Mr. Piccolo agreed to arbitrate claims arising from injuries sustained by his wife at a restaurant located on premises owned by a Disney theme park or resort, which ultimately led to her death. I can see because on Disney Plus, I don't think anybody would die from Disney Plus. So it does seem like two separate situations. I would have to read the terms and know for myself. It does two, in my opinion, it seems like two separate situations. But reading on, Mr. Piccolo's lawyers went on to say, quote, or the then quote, notion that terms agreed to by a customer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's right to a jury trial in any dispute is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair. Okay. So while Disney wants them to throw out this, Disney wants the courts to throw out the case, Mr. Piccolo's lawyers are saying, look, we need to go to trial. Like, we need to let a jury decide on this, or a judge decide, depending on what type of trial it's going to be. But it needs to go to court. We don't need to go to arbitration. We need to go to court. And so I think it's interesting. Mr. Piccolo, he accused a Florida resort and a restaurant of negligence in his wife's death. Yeah, y'all, this is tough. This is tough. The medical examiner, the autopsy report from the medical examiner stated that Ms. Tangsuan died from asphyxia. Woo! Let me get it right, y'all. And that she had elevated levels of nut and dairy in her system, and the medical examiner ruled the death an accident. Anaphylaxis. I'm sorry, y'all. I knew I had it wrong. I was like, that's it. Anaphylaxis. Okay. The medical examiner autopsy report noted that or Dr. Tangsuan died from anaphylaxis. Okay, anaphylaxis. And the lawsuit names the restaurant and Disney Parks and Resort as defendants. And again, he's seeking $50,000 in damages. I was wondering why the husband was back in the hotel room if he was eating dinner with his wife and his mom, because the report noted that shortly after she started eating, then she started displaying symptoms that included difficulty breathing. And so I'm just like, where was he? Like, why was he why wasn't he there? That ain't my business, but I did have that question. And then it made me wonder, like, if the restaurant, because I feel like the restaurant did what they said they were going to do, but if they fix the food with no allergies, it should have been a note. It should have been a something, a little pick in the plate or something, because it's very possible that they fixed that allergy-free plate of food, but another server took it because it didn't have a little stick in it to say this, allergy-free, allergen-free, or whatever the stick said. And I say that because I actually I get my fries with no salt. And every time I get fries with no salt, there's always a sticker to say no salt or something. There's always a sticker. Whenever I would do something as it related to my diet, and I usually get, well, there's only one restaurant I normally order my fast food from and my salads and things from. Um, but there's always a sticker to say that this is whatever it is. It's a special diet type of a sticker. And so I found it interesting that the plate of food did not indicate that it was an allergy free or allergen free plate. Because again, it could have mistakenly gotten taken by someone else because it wasn't labeled. And I'm thinking that may have been what happened. I really don't know, but I'm thinking that it's possible, especially if they were busy, things going on. The plate should have been noted that it was nut free, dairy free, allergy free, vegan, pescatarian, like whatever the special diet was that was requested, it should have been noted in that plate. And so our prayers and condolences go out to Mr. Piccolo and his family. It didn't say that they had children, so um, but our prayers and condolences go out to the family. I don't know, and I'm not blaming anybody on this because I don't know. I'm just reporting. I don't know if I had severe allergies. I'm not. I don't know that I would eat out at restaurants because I recognize that, sir. I'm hoping that surfaces are clean in between food preparations or whatever. I'm praying that that happens. I believe it's supposed to happen. I can't say that it does happen because I'm not in the kitchen while the cooking is taking place. But I do know that the potential for cross contamination of nuts and dairy and different things can happen, in a restaurant. The potential for that to happen is very, likely. And I don't know, and I'm not blaming the doctor because she asked for a allergen free meal, and it was reported that it was quote unquote promised to her, and so she should have received that. But I don't know. I think it would make me so nervous I think that's why, because I travel because I don't eat meat. I travel with my own food, or either I'll buy my food when I get somewhere just to make sure that I'm eating the foods that I want to eat. And I'm not saying that that should be anybody else's testimony or anybody else's lifestyle. That's just what I've chosen for myself. And so I feel bad. Like, gosh, that's terrible. I know I do have a cousin that has severe allergies of one particular food, and I remember us going out for my aunt's birthday celebration, and it was a hibachi place that was seafood. We were getting seafood. We were getting chicken and shrimp hibachi, and so the gentleman, we shared about the allergy, and the gentleman asked if my cousin wanted the plate fixed in the kitchen away from where he was cooking our food. And at first, my cousin mentioned no, but then he kind of encouraged her, like, it's probably best if we fix the food in the kitchen. That way we can make sure it's not even close to any of the allergy that you have. And they finally conceded and they cooked, the food in the kitchen, brought it out. And so, everything was fine. And so, yeah, I don't know. That would just it just would make me nervous if I had allergies eating out at restaurants where I can't see what they're doing. Like if we were going out to eat, I would take my own food, just because I've done that before. And so anyway, and so I hate that she passed away, and I hate that Disney is using the Disney Plus agreement and the agreement when he bought the tickets. Maybe the agreement when he bought his tickets, I can see that a little bit better. But using the fact that he signed up for Disney Plus free trial, like that doesn't even sound right to me. I don't even know. And I thought it was interesting that he had he's asking for $50,000, and maybe I don't know why. Maybe it's enough to cover the medical bills for the funeral arrangements that his family had to endure. Maybe it's to replenish their fund for that. I really don't know, but the fact that he wasn't there when this happened, it sounds bizarre. That aspect of it sounds very bizarre to me. Um, but maybe he had to take a business call in the hotel room. Like, I don't know. I thought that part was bizarre. So yeah, y'all. So y'all better read these all these conditions, all this all this legalese, we call it, all the conditions that we agree to when we sign up for different services and different things. I guess we better read it a little more clearly or a little more carefully. Oftentimes we don't even read because it's too much. It's just so you got your regular agreement, what they call them, agreement, and then you got the privacy notice, and then sometimes you got this notice. Like I remember going on a site and it was like five different three to I think it was like five different links of different little things, sections of their um conditions, like terms and conditions that they wanted you to read. And I was like, who has time to sit here and read five different links plus the one I'm already in? Like it was ridiculous. And so I know companies do that to protect themselves. Like I understand why. It's just a lot of information to navigate through. But before we sign anything, we really do need to read and understand the terms and agreements that we are signing up for and agreeing to. All right, y'all. Not saying that Mr. Piccolo or his family are at fault at all. I'm just sharing that information with us. So again, our heart and our prayers go to them. Another death, you all, Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace Wally Amos Jr., the founder of Famous Amos Cookies, y'all. He has passed away at 88 years old. His family noted it was due to complications with dementia. I was sad to hear about Mr. Famous Amos. I didn't know much about his story. I knew that he had founded, the Famous Amos cookies, but I didn't know much about his story. And so when I saw this, I was like, well, I'll share it with us. Y'all haven't had a Famous Amos cookie in a long, like it's been years since I had a Famous Amos cookie. But for those of you who love the cookie, Mr. Amos has passed away. Mr. Amos was a native of Tallahassee, Florida. He actually, his first Famous Amos cookie shop was on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California, y'all. That was in 1975, y'all. 1975, and we know that the brand exploded. Y'all know that the tan package with like the blue letters. And so his business just exploded. And his family noted of Mr. Amos that with his Panama hat, kazoo, and boundless optimism, Famous Amos was a great American success story and a source of Black pride. Okay. The statement from his family went on to say, it's also a part of our family story for which we will forever be grateful and proud. Our dad taught us yes, the value of hard work, believing in ourselves, and chasing our dreams. He was a true original Black American hero. Y'all, if y'all ever see the videos, because they actually, I was looking at the videos of Mr. Amos. He looked like he was such a fun guy. Like, oh my gosh, he looked like he was just a lot of fun, a lot of joy and excitement and laughter when you are around him. And oh man, I just was like, oh, Mr. Amos, he passed away. His family has asked for individuals, if you feel so inclined, to contribute to the Alzheimer's Association, to support, individuals that are suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. Oh. The family went on to say, now this Mr. Amos passed away on hold on, I'm in my October calendar from before. He passed away on the 14th. He passed away on the 14th. Let me make sure that's right, because the date for this is the 14th. It's the 14th as well. So let me fact check myself in real time. Y'all, this is what they need to do at the presidential debate and at the vice presidential debate. They need a fact check in real time. I'm about to fact check my own self in real time. Come on in here, somebody, to make sure. Oh, so August 13th. He died August 13th, so I apologize. Mr. Amos passed away on the 13th, so this article is actually incorrect. So he passed away on the 13th. Oh, Mr. Amos, I pray comfort and peace and blessings for his family as well. I do want you to note that Mr. Amos was recognized as a Horatio Alger Award recipient in 1986. Those awards were or Americans were recognized for this award who, quote, were contemporary role models whose experiences exemplify that opportunities for a successful life are available to all individuals who are dedicated to the principles of integrity, hard work, perseverance, and compassion for others. While I agree with that statement, we still got to factor in other things, and I won't say that because we're celebrating the life of Mr. Amos, and I want to be respectful of that. Mr. Amos actually wrote some books, y'all. Get Mr. Amos, get Mr. Wallace, Wally Amos books. First, or one book, The Famous Amos Story, The Face That Launched 1,000 Ships. Other book, The Cookie Never Crumbles, Practical Recipes for Everyday Living. Also, The Man with No Name Turns Lemons into Lemonade. God bless Mr. Wallace, Wally Amos. He is now an ancestor. And we just thank God for his life and for his famous Amos cookies. And we pray again, comfort and peace. And we share condolences with the family. And I know y'all have some amazing memories of Mr. Wallace because I was grinning just watching the videos of him talking about his cookies and at his, I don't know if it was his first store of the video that I saw. It looked like 75, like it looked like he was doing it in the 70s. So yes, and so yeah, so we celebrate the life of Mr. Amos. Okay, last thing I'm gonna share. I actually have two more things. It's 7:44, so I'm gonna be quick. Y'all, I got one more death. I promise y'all this is gonna be the last death. This is gonna be the last death, but this one I wanted to share with us. I don't have all of the details of this yet, but I do want to share that Miss Ajike, I hope I'm saying her name right. It's spelled Ajike, either Ajike or Ajike Owens. So I'm gonna call her Miss Owens. She was shot and killed while going to her neighbor's house to find out why her neighbor, Susan Lawrence, threw a skate, at her children. I can't remember how many children Miss Owens have. Please forgive me for not knowing. But she threw a skate at the children. So Miss Owens went over to find out why, and Susan Lorenz shot her through the door. Now this happened in Florida, so y'all already know that Susan is talking about stand your ground. She's talking about her life was in danger. Now I don't know how anybody else feels in their own home. When I'm home, the doors are locked and the windows are locked unless it's like April, March, sometimes May, September, October, sometimes November, and I've got the windows open to let in the breeze. That's the only time my window's gonna be unlocked. Other than that, the windows and doors, like I feel very safe and secure in my home. Even if somebody comes knocking on the door, I still feel very safe and secure in my home. And even when the police came banging at my door, because my alarm went off, praise God. I went to the door and talked to them. I still felt safe and secure. Like I did not feel like my life was in danger talking to them, two police officers that came to my door. I said all that to say if my doors are locked and closed and locked, even if somebody come banging, I'm good. Like I'm not afraid. But this woman is behind her locked door and she says that she feared for her life. And she shot Miss Owens through the doggone door and it killed her. I'm so sick of all of these deaths happening to Black people. Like, when is the world, administration and all, we have presidents, because this has been happening for years. We got Trayvon Martin, we got Michael Brown, we got the young man that was shot, Mr. I can't even think of his name, that was shot through the door when he went to get his brothers. He showed up at the wrong house. I want to say Marl or Earl. I can't get it right. I might look it up, but just being killed by police and just by Ahmaud Arbery jogging in the neighborhood, killed by two white men. I'm gonna call them vigilantes. Like, when is any presidential administration? We got President Joe Biden now, Vice President Kamala Harris now. When is any administration over the years that this has happened going to do something? I don't know. When is Congress going to pass laws? Like, when is this madness going to stop with usually white people killing our Black young people and our Black men and women? When, oh, when, oh, when, oh, when, oh, when, oh, when, oh, when is the images and the videos of us being murdered going to ignite some type of change or some type of consciousness to say, we need to pass a law so this can stop happening to Black people. I recognize the history, y'all. I recognize the lynching that have happened over the hundreds of years of times of enslavement. And even now, the lynching in a different way. I recognize bodies were hanging from ropes and burned. I recognize castration happened. I recognize, Black people, ropes were tied and their bodies were torn. Like I reckon dogs were put on black. Like I recognize the history. I do, and I know we've seen these images for years, for decades. I know, but dog own it when is somebody, Congress, Senate, House, Congress, Senate and House make up Congress, like presidential administrations, like when are y'all gonna get sick and tired of seeing this and do something about it? Like, and it's constant Black body, constantly Black body, constantly Black bodies that we have seen these images of, and now videos of throughout the years. I'm to say I'm sick of it is a huge understatement. Like it's a huge understatement. I don't know how this woman. Okay, let me backtrack. There was something I was reading about this. I'm gonna read it to you. I pulled it up. I got it. Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods. You hear the name Billy Woods? That's all I need to know about this shit. Okay, this is what. Okay. This is what was shared. Okay. So Florida's stand your ground law allows people to meet force with force if If not is knocking on somebody's door considered force. Florida's stand your ground law allows people to meet force with force if they believe they or someone else is in danger of being seriously harmed by an assailant. Under the law, a person can use deadly force anywhere as long as he is not engaged in an unlawful activity, is being attacked in a place he has a right to be and reasonably believe that his life and safety are in danger as a result of an overt act or perceived threat committed by someone else. CNN reported that. This is what the sheriff said. Sheriff Billy Woods. That law has and this is a quote by Billy Woods, sheriff. Quote, that law has specific instructions for us in law enforcement. Unquote, the sheriff said. Back to the quote, anytime that we think or perceive or believe that, it says that twice, yes, or believe that might come into play, we cannot make an arrest. The law specifically says that. Now, I don't know why he decided to say that in this particular case, especially if the full investigation had not been done, but this is why Sheriff Billy Woods. He went on to say, quote, what we have to rule out is whether the deadly force was justified or not before we can even make the arrest. I wish our shooter would have called us instead of taking action into her own hands. Sheriff Billy Woods could he just could have kept his voice silent. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Yes, I did say he could have kept his voice silent, but that he could have. So this young lady was shot. It was noted by the family of Miss Owens that Susan Lorenz allegedly harassed the family and called them racial slayers. Miss Susan Lorenz, Lorinz, she was taken into custody. She noted she feared for her life. She declined to testify. Y'all know that this is the defense that George Zimmerman used when he shot Trayvon Martin. I don't understand how you fear for your life behind closed and locked doors of your own home. And I don't even know how George Zimmerman feared for his life when Trayvon Martin was walking away from him. He walking away and you're following him, but you fear for your life. I'm done with that, y'all. I'm done with it for the moment. I'm done. Our condolences are to Miss Owens' family, to her mother, to her children, to her family. Our condolences are with you. Our prayers and prayers are with you, and praying God's comfort and peace to you as you're going through this very difficult time. Miss Owens, Miss Ajike Owens is now an ancestor. All right, y'all, this is the last story. I did not mean to share three deaths with you, but it just worked out that way. On a lighter note, the Olympics are over. Did you all get to see any of the events? I didn't see as much of the Olympics as I wanted to, but I did look at some of the gymnastics. I looked at some of the track and field, and I looked at some of the swimming. I saw a little bit of canoeing, just a snippet, and seems like I saw something else. I saw a snippet of volleyball, indoor and beach volleyball, and it seems like I saw a bit of fencing. I didn't watch a whole match of fencing, but I saw a bit of the fencing. And I didn't even get the young lady's name who won. I'm gonna look up her name really quick. I'm trying to see what else I saw. Yeah, I think that's all I saw. I didn't catch as much as I wanted to because I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I have forgot it was on. I have forgot to be tuned in. But I do want to share that the United States team brought home 40 gold medals, 44 silver medals, and 42 bronze medals for a total of 126 medals, the highest of any other country. I would like to note that for gold medals, the U.S. team did tie with the People's Republic of China, both receiving 40 gold medals. All right, y'all. Okay, I'll get to the comments in a second. So y'all know I have to report on Miss Simone Biles, y'all. So she has been an Olympian. She was an Olympian 2016, 2020, and 2024. She won 7 gold medals, y'all. She has won 7 gold medals, 2 silver and 2 bronze. So this is like her total medal count. I didn't even, I actually just did her total as opposed to what she won at the Olympics. Sorry about that, y'all. I was looking up so much and wrote down probably the wrong information. But she actually won at the Paris Olympics. I love the fact that they call it the Paris Olympics. So anywho, she won 3 gold medals and 1 silver. So her 3 gold was in women's artistic individual all around, women's artistic team all around, and women's vault artistic gymnastics. She won her silver for the women's floor artistic gymnastics. I think the young lady from what's her name, Miss Andrea. I think she won the gold for that one. I see her face and can't think of her name. I didn't write it down. All right, y'all. And so, I had her. And so we were sad that Jordan Childs. I don't know if they took her one of her medals. I didn't get the information, but I know with some conversations about them taking. So I think she was stripped of one of her medals due to a technicality. Y'all, we got to follow the rules, I guess. But there was what do they call it? A challenge. I'll use the term challenge. I don't know if that's the right terminology in gymnastics. But there was a challenge that came about later than the time it was supposed to come about from her coach. And so because of that, she was stripped of one of her medals, but she did, you all, win a gold medal in the team all around, the women's artistic team all around. She served on the team with Simone Biles, and so it was her floor routine. She won the Olympic bronze, and it was taken from her. So our sympathy and empathy rather goes out to Miss Jordan Childs, because I've never participated in anything Olympic. Um, on an Olympic scale, I did run track in high school, but nothing, and hurdles too, but nothing major. I did the 100, 200, and the 4x200, and hurdles for a very short time because we didn't have anybody else running, and I did not like hurdles. Praise God, I didn't have to do it long. But I've never competed on the scale of an Olympics, and so I cannot even imagine how that may have hurt her. Or I just, man, I hate when it's not the first time it happened, but it's just our empathy, and our prayers are with Miss Jordan Childs as she is navigating that particular loss. I know that was a lot, but yeah, there it is. And so and Jade Carey also, because she was actually a qualifier, and I actually got her total medals. She was an Olympia in 2020 and 2024, so she's won a total of 2 gold and 1 bronze. And she was on the team with Simone and Jordan, so she got her gold for the team artistic. And let me see if she got another. See if she got another medal, or was it just a gold? So it was the gold, and she got a bronze in the vault. I think it was the vault. No, she got the vote. I thought it was a vote. She did good in that vote. I watched Jade Carey's vote. I watched Simone Biles' vote, and she got the bronze in the women's vote, artistic gymnastics. And she worked ahead. She did good. It was beautiful. I really liked it. And the young lady what was her name? Miss Andrade from Brazil. I don't know her first name, but anyway, um, so that's the gymnastics. I did watch the men. I did not watch the men. Did I watch the men? I watched a little bit of the men, but I focused more so on the women's gymnastic teams because Simone Biles, you know what I'm saying? So for field and track and field, so the 4x100, U.S. received the gold. It was Sha'Carri Richardson, Gabby Thomas, Melissa Jefferson, and TT Terry, which is to Twanisha. Excuse me, I want to say it right. Twanisha Terry. I can't remember. I know Sha'Carri ran last, if I'm not mistaken. She ran last, and I can't remember the order. I feel like I can't remember their order except for Sha'Carri Richardson ran last, and I watched that twice and still can't remember the order. But I feel like Gabby Thomas was led too. I feel like. So anyway, they won the gold in the 4x100. Y'all didn't see the race, you should go back and look at it. The 4x400, not the 4x400. Yeah, the 4x400. The ladies won, so it was Miss Little, Miss S Little. I don't even want to say her name wrong. Sydney McLaughlin Levron. I know I pronounced that probably wrong because I just usually say Sydney McLaughlin. Gabby Thomas and Alexis Holmes, they won the gold in the 4x400. In the 4x, yeah, that was a 4x400. And then Gabby Thomas won the 200-meter gold. Sydney McLaughlin Levron, I don't know when she got married. I guess I missed the wedding, but I knew she got a hyphenated name. You want to respect that. She won gold in the 400 meters in 50.37 seconds. I don't know if this was a world, like if she broke her own world record, because she has done that before. And so I don't know if this was breaking up her world record because I don't know what it is. But she won gold. And Anna Cockrell, she is a U.S. Track and field as well. She won silver in the 400-meter hurdles. I'm missing one. I got one of these wrong. Well, not one that I said, but I wrote down the next one I want to tell you about. I wrote it down wrong. So let me see. I think it should be the 4x200. because I wrote down the 4x100 twice. So I got one of those wrong. Let me see if I can get it right before I tell you. So anyway, I was excited to see our athletes competing. For the men track and field, I did watch some of it, but I did not I don't have that to report to you. Sorry, the men were looking nice, out on the track and field. I actually watched some of the shot put. My last year competing in track and field, I learned how to do the shot put. I learned the long jump. I tried to do the pole vault, but I could never clear the bar. So my coach was like, never mind. We just needed somebody to do it. Like there was nobody else to do it. So I learned how to do the shot put. I don't think I ever placed because I was like learning like that last year of kind of learning and growing, trying to figure it out. And then no, I didn't do. I do the long jump? Wait a minute. Let me get that right. Maybe I didn't do the long. Hold on. Let me backtrack. Let me try to remember those many years ago. Maybe I didn't do the long jump. Maybe I tried it and maybe I wasn't successful at it. But I actually did compete with a shot put. Tried and practice a pole vault. Like I said, I couldn't get that. I still feel like I did that long jump, but I can't remember. So I'll just say I don't know if I did it or not, but I remember the shot put. And I love that. Like I love learning how to do that and the technique of it and everything. So I actually did watch that and it was really nice. I don't remember the gentlemen's names who were from the US team, but I did watch their competition. I didn't watch any of the pole vault or the long jump in like real time. I did see a replay of the long jump. One of the US ladies, but I actually watched the shot put. So it was nice to see that. And I don't know how the gentleman from the U.S. plays. So you all are going to have to look that one up for yourselves. But let me see about the fencing because the young lady who won fencing, she is the first African American to place, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up real time because I forgot about her until I got on the show. So her name is Lauren Scruggs. She is not the first Black woman in fencing, but she actually won the silver at the Paris Olympics. I'm really proud of her. Miss Lauren Scruggs. I need to do some research about her. And yeah, is she the first one from the US to win? Hold on, let me get it right. Because I thought she did. It says silver here, but I actually thought she won gold. So I see Miss Alice Coachman was the first Black woman to win gold in fencing. Let me open this up because I thought she had won gold. But let me make sure it's right. Okay, so for Paris, yep, she did take home silver for Paris. So for the women's team event, I know I heard gold somewhere. So for the women's team event, they secured gold in the team event. It was Aaron Smart and Miss Muhammad who were on the team with her, and they actually won gold as a team for fencing. And so I did not see the team score. I didn't even know there was team fencing, so I need to look it up. But I saw Miss Scruggs do a few of her individual or just a little bit of her individual match. And so I was just like, get it, girl. Black girl magic, right? So y'all look, that's all I have. So the relay that happened with Melissa Jefferson, T.P. Carey, Gabby Thomas, and Shakari Richardson, that must have been the 4x200. I wrote down the 4x100 twice, but it was actually two different races. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, it's the same race. I did get it right. I just wrote it down twice. So the 4x100 is the exact same race. I was so excited. I wrote it twice. So yeah, so they won the gold, and y'all got to see that race and Shakari Richardson's face. Like y'all just got it. It was good. I don't know who ran the second leg. Yeah, it was good. All three of them, all four of them, excuse me, did phenomenal. I'm very thankful for them, to all the medal winners in the Paris Olympics, to all the medal winners in the United States. Congratulations to all the medal winners in all countries. Congratulations to you for your great success and your accomplishment. Man, I think it's powerful to be able to compete at a level of the Olympics. Y'all, the Olympics is coming to the United States in 2028. So 2028, because it's every 4 years, technically 2 years, winter, summer Olympics. Y'all, did I already tell y'all I done looked up the Olympics in LA? I'm trying to figure out what kind of job openings that like I really want to volunteer. Like I don't really want to work like secure a new job or anything, but I would love to go during the Summer Olympics in LA and volunteer to do something. Like I just really want to be there. And so who knows? Y'all might see me waving at you from LA, like on the Stephanie Humphrey channel, Stephanie Humphrey podcast, right? At the Olympics in LA in 2028. They actually have some job openings. They already have hired people to start working on the Olympics in LA. Like I said, I would love, I don't know if they had any volunteer opportunities available yet, because of course it's 4 years out, right? And so we'll technically 5, 6, 7, 8, technically, yeah, 4 years to the summertime now. So yeah, so we'll see if an opportunity becomes available for me to volunteer, because I don't really want to do no hardcore work. I want to volunteer and then just be able to sit down and enjoy the games, the events, right? So we'll see. That's it, y'all. It was a world record with with I thought so, because Sydney, I'm thinking Uncle Darno, you're talking about Sydney McLaughlin Levron. I guess is how you pronounce her last name. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Miss Sydney, because she continues to beat her records. Not all the time, but she has beat her own record before. And I don't know if you all have ever watched Miss Sydney in her races. She is so smooth around them hurdles. Like I have ran hurdles, so I know I'm not an expert at what it should look like, but I know what it should look like. I was not really good at hurdles. Praise God, I didn't do it for long. But she is so smooth and her pace is so good in between the hurdles, and her arc is, I would love to see her run those down the hurdles. Like I was yeah, I sit in awe. Like I just sit in awe of her as she's navigating those hurdles. Just like I said, I've done it before. And so I just really, she's like one of the athletes that impresses me with her form and her style and just her pace and just everything. I used to love watching Allison Felix run as well, because man, they're two powerful women in track and field. And so Miss Sydney McLaughlin Levron set another world record. Go ahead, girl. And yes, Miss Jordan Charles was stripped of her bronze. My mom said most people don't understand that language. They will have to get a lawyer here to interpret it. And that's right. He's talking about when we did the earlier news about the Mr. Piccolo suing Disney and the restaurant where his wife, ate and allegedly passed away because of the allergy. Yeah, it's a lot of terms that you may not understand. Because, like, I know sometimes when I read terms of agreement, I actually have to get the dictionary to read certain things. Some words I know now because you read similar words on the same terms and agreements for different companies. But some things I do have to look up to make sure that I'm fully understanding what I am agreeing to. And so, yeah, it's you near about have to have a law degree or get you a lawyer to help you interpret some of those terms of agreement. I'm gonna tell you that. Woo! So the mixed relay 4x400 missed the world record by 0.1 seconds. Y'all, I meant to get the names of the mixed relay, Mom said the 4x400, okay. I wrote down the 4x200 mixed race, but I forgot to write down who ran it, but I think it was the 4x400. Those ladies missed, well, I guess Mom was talking about the ladies that missed it by 0.1 second. But anyway, I meant to write down the individuals that ran the 4x200 mixed relay, because I watched that and I loved every minute of it. But I forgot to write their names down. So you all look it up, the 4x200 mixed race. I'm about to look it up right now because I don't know. Even though I watched it, y'all, I cannot remember what place I cannot remember why. I want to say they got a. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Because Lord knows I can't remember who ran it. All right, so it looks like, let me make sure this is the right one. So it looks like it was Vernon Norwood, Shamir Little, Bryce Stedman, and Kaylin Brown crossed the finish line at 3 minutes, 7.41 seconds, taking over a second off their previous best. So they did break. Okay, so this is a 4x400. I knew when it was like 3 minutes, not for a 4x200, but the 4x400, the 4x400, the 4x400 in the mixed race. They broke a world record. Congratulations to you all. That was actually on night one, August 2nd. But let's see who actually won. I don't know if that was the finals or not, because it was day one. Hold on, y'all. I'm fact checking myself in real time. This is what they should do. I'm gonna say it for the second time. This is what they should do in the presidential debates. Fact check in real time. And I don't mind if y'all fact check either. Yeah, they won the gold. So it was the final. They won the gold in the 4x400 mixed relay team. Yes, I made that mistake, but I fact checked myself and got it correct. So congratulations to them. Yes, I did have some thoughts on that, but I'm done because it is already, oh, it's 8:15. Y'all didn't tell me it was 8:15. Okay. So let me just check the chat one last time and I will close us out. Yeah, by 1 second. Yes, okay, the ladies. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Y'all, I really enjoy hosting the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey podcast, and I really appreciate you, my listeners, for joining me every Thursday for the live as well as listening to the rebroadcast. I appreciate you. I thank you. I share much gratitude for you for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do want to announce that the Pocketbook Exchange Fellowship is October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. October 3rd and 4th will be right here on the Stephanie Humphrey channel and the Stephanie Humphrey podcast at 7 p.m. On October 5th, we will have our in-person Saturday sessions for ladies only. So Thursday and Friday night at 7 is for everybody to join us. Saturday sessions are for ladies only. Prayer starts at 9:30 a.m. Go to BeFreeMinistriesNC.org for more information. You all know that I'm not hosting, but Aunties Against Abuse is hosting the health and wellness events for young ladies ages 5 to 18 as we impact them to be intentional about improving and enhancing their personal well-being. We have our community conversation on August 31st at 10 a.m. and on September 28th at 10 a.m. We have our Aunties Health and Wellness Symposium on October 12th for young ladies ages 5 to 12 and October 19th for young ladies ages 13 to 19. Go to auntiesagainstabuse.org, click on the wellness events, and you get all of the information that you need about these events. They are absolutely free to all young ladies ages 5 to 18. All of the events are virtual, so every county, every young lady in every county, every state, every country, you are welcome to come in the United States, in Africa, in Israel, wherever you might be. You are welcome to join us. Pakistan, everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome to join us. No respect of culture. Everybody is welcome to join us. Young ladies ages 5 to 18. Again, go to auntiesagainstabuse.org and click the wellness events. You can also click the symposium sessions to find out what sessions are being offered for the symposium and a description of the sessions. You can also click symposium speakers to see the young ladies that will bring forth these wonderful, amazing presentations to the young ladies during the symposium. If you would like to sponsor the Auntie's Health and Wellness event, please check the sponsors page on our website to get the information about being a sponsor. All of the sponsor money will go directly towards the events, okay? We are providing wellness bags to the young ladies who attend. So after the symposium, we are gonna pack those wellness bags, mail them out or deliver them to all of the young ladies who attended and completed the survey, attend and complete the survey. But you'll get your wellness bag full of products or items that will continue to support young ladies in improving and enhancing their personal well-being, like deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, um, soaps, and moisturizers, just different things that will help them to continue to be intentional about improving and enhancing their personal well-being. Okay, we don't want to just give them the information. We want to give them tools to continue to work on their personal well-being. We have some journals, pens, encouragement books, a regular reading book for them to read up on and staying healthy. We have bookmarks for the books. Like, we have a wealth of items that we either have ordered or are ordering to pass out in November after the event. And so if you want to be a sponsor, click on the sponsors tab, or you can join us at our sponsors meeting on August 31st at 11:30 a.m. Me and my executive board team will do a presentation about Aunties Against Abuse, who we are, what we do, and we'll give you some information or additional information about where your money will go. Okay, we will not retain any of the money. Every penny that's given will go to support the health and wellness events. Okay, all right. Now, if you want to donate to our regular programming for aunties, you actually can go to the donate page and click that way. If you want to support the Auntie's Health and Wellness event, to go to the sponsors page and click the donate button there, because that's specifically for the health and wellness events. Okay, so y'all, thank you in advance for your support. Thank you in advance for registering your young ladies ages 5 to 18 to join the health and wellness events. And thank you for coming to the sponsors meeting so you can learn more about where your dollars will go. I am truly, 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 truly done. Thank y'all for sticking with me, for hanging out with me, for joining the broadcast again. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest tonight. I hope you have an amazing weekend this weekend. I hope you get some rest if you want to rest. I hope you party and celebrate if you want to party and celebrate. I hope you hang out with your friends so you can be healthy, continue to be healthy socially. I hope you have a beautiful day on Sunday or Saturday, whatever day you go to church. If you go to church, I hope you have a wonderful church service, a wonderful ministry celebration as we honor God on either Saturday or Sunday, whatever day you go. I just pray your weekend is blessed in Jesus' name. Look, y'all, take care, and I will talk to you next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Stephanie Humphrey channel and Stephanie Humphrey podcast. You all be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing, beautiful night.